ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुवैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सागणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी इति नामिनि। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्यत देशतारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। नमो ब्राह्मण देवाय गो ब्राह्मण हिताय च जगद्हिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय ते नमः। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महवतन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव की जय। नमः श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा माताजी।
हरे कृष्णा। वेलकम एवरीवन। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकीं। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीगुरु दीनदायलं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं। जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। We have to start okay, previous 38. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 2, Verse 38. दिष्ट्या हरे अस्य भवता पदो भुवो भारो अपनीतस्तव जन्मनेशितुः दिष्ट्या कितां त्वत् पदकैषु शोभनैर्द्रक्ष्यामगां ध्यां च तवानुकम्पितम्। दिष्ट्या हरे अस्य भवत पदो भुवो भारो अपनीतस्तव जन्मनेशितुः दिष्ट्याङ्कितां त्वत्पदकैषु द्रक्ष्यामगां ध्यां च तवानुकम्पिताम्। दिष्ट्या हरे अस्य भवतः पदो भुवो
दिष्ट्या हरेयस्य भवतः पदो भुवो
भारोपनीतस्तव जन्मनेशितुः
भारोपनीतस्तव जन्मनेशितुः
दिष्ट्याङ्कितां त्वत्पदकैषु सुशोभनैर्
दिष्ट्याङ्कितां त्वत्पदकैषु शोभनैर्
द्रक्ष्यामगान्ध्यां च तवानुकम्पिताम्
द्रक्ष्यामगान्त्यां च तवानुकम्पिताम्.
Yavina Mataji.
Yeah. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Lord, we are fortunate because the heavy burden of the demons upon this earth is immediately removed by your appearance. Indeed, we are certainly fortunate, for we shall be able to see upon this earth and in the heavenly planets the marks of lotus, conch shell, club, and disc that adorn your lotus feet. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The souls of the Lord's lotus feet are marked with Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, conch shell, disc, club, and lotus, and also by a flag and a thunderbolt. When Krishna walks on this earth or in a heavenly planets, these marks are visible wherever he goes. Vrindavana Dhama is a transcendental place because of Krishna's walking on this land frequently. The inhabitants of Vrindavana were fortunate to see these marks here and there. When Akrura went to Vrindavana to take Krishna and Balrama away to the festival arranged by Kamsa, upon seeing the marks of the Lord's lotus feet on the ground of Vrindavana, he fell down and began to groan. These marks are visible to devotees who receive the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Tavanu Kampitam. The demigods were jubilant not only because the appearance of the Supreme Lord would do away with the burdensome demons, but also because they would be able to see upon the ground the transcendental marks from the soles of the Lord's lotus feet. The gopis always thought of the Lord's lotus feet when he was walking in the pasturing grounds, and as described in the previous verse, simply by thinking of the Lord's lotus feet, the gopis were fully absorbed in transcendence. Avishta Chetana Bhavaya Kalpate. Like the gopis, one who is always absorbed in thought of the Lord is beyond the material platform and will not remain in this material platform. It is our duty, therefore, always to hear, chant, and think about the Lord's lotus feet, as actually done by Vaishnavas who have decided to live in Vrindavana always and think of the Lord's lotus feet 24 hours a day. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Translation. O Lord, we are fortunate because the heavy burden of the demons upon this earth is immediately removed by your appearance. Indeed, we are certainly fortunate, for we shall be able to see upon this earth and in the heavenly planets the marks of lotus, conch shell, club, and disc that adorn your lotus feet. So, who is speaking here? Who is speaking to whom?
The demigods?
Yeah, to whom are they speaking to? And what is the when are they speaking? Yes.
To the god when he was born from Mother Devaki.
Yes. So this was the same time, right? When Krishna was about to be born. I mean, he appeared, right? So how did the Lord appear in the womb of Devaki? Because he 400 form, huh? Vishnu form. And what was he wearing? How did he was he like a born baby like we see in material world?
No, he was wearing the helmet and all earrings and all
Yeah,
those
he was
jewelry.
completely dressed, right? The Lord was completely dressed. Like, because Krishna is not born, he actually appears. No? He says that I appear. No? Whenever Krishna, it is out of his free will. I mean, he is not forced. Nobody can force the Lord to come. But out of his will and out of his call from his devotees, he comes, right? So when there were like whenever there are demons who are troubling the sadhus, that time usually Krishna comes in different incarnation in at different time period. So here also, like who was the more troubling person that time when Krishna was? Why was the Devatas and Lord Brahma went to Krishna that you have to now? It is time has come. You have to come down.
Kamsa.
Yeah, Kamsa, right? So Kamsa was the one who was troubling all the people and the sadhus. So that time Krishna comes down in in his original form, right? So in all the other incarnation, what is the difference between Krishna has come up? He has come taken many incarnations. So what is difference between those incarnations and Krishna coming as Krishna?
This
Any
is his
difference?
original. This is his original form. That's how he is in Goloka Vrindavana. But everything else he had to change into an avatar and come.
Yes. So this is the original, right? So they are said to be the expansions. The no, but then Krishna is himself. It is his original form in, as Mataji said, in Golaka Vrindavana. So here they are saying that we are all fortunate because we are able to see you on this earth and in the heavenly planet. Because Krishna says in the chapter 11 also, it is not easy to see me, right? In the material world. It's not easy. Even if when he comes many times, people are not able to recognize. Even if somebody is a very great scholar or atheist, so there are people who cannot identify the Lord by speculations and these things. Krishna is not able to understand. No, Krishna says that Naham Vedaina tapasa nadanena checheya. No, so he cannot be understood by uh, doing a lot of yagnas, austerities, no dana and these things, but only by. Then how does Krishna able to understand? By what? Who can understand the Krishna?
Only
What is the
devotees.
qualification?
Service.
Yeah. So a devotee. Devotee, that is also pure devotees, right? Only the pure devotees will be able to feel the presence of the Lord and they are able to see. Like Srila Prabhupada, whatever he saw, even in the material world, he was able to connect that to Krishna, right? So anything he saw, he was seeing that as a either energy of Krishna or it is a creation of the Lord. So nothing separates Krishna from the his creation. So he was like that. But Krishna says in chapter 9 that though I have created all this, no, but I am detached. No, whenever I come on my own, no, sambhavami atma mayaya. But then he says, name nachamam tani karmani nibadnanti dhananjaya. So whatever actions Krishna does, it's all for good. But we will not be able to understand. No, so there'll be we can't understand Krishna's actions. It's very difficult. So we cannot say that okay, he has also karma or he did something. He because many of the time in Mahabharata we see that Krishna also killed the opposite enemies by cheating, right? It looks like that. But then Krishna was giving them their karma back, right? So Krishna says, Name karmani limpanti. He says in chapter 4, and here also he says, chapter 9 also, Nachamam tani karmani, no, न च मां तानि कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय no udasina vadasinam asaktam teshu karmasi. I am like udasina means not interested. Asaktam, no, again same. Asaktam means least interested. He is not teshu karmasu. So this cycle is happening, no, the creation and then maintenance, annihilation. This is going on continuously in Brahma's day, right? So many times it is going on. But then Krishna says, I am least interested in this because there are so many other people who are appointed for those things for Krishna to take care, right? So, but then what is Krishna interested in? Krishna is interested in his pure devotees, in hearing his pastimes because Krishna loves to hear, he about him discussing the devotees discussing about him. It is very pleasing for the Lord because he is a person, right? Again, he is a person. He has feelings. I mean, how do we have the feelings? All feelings, it is said, everything is coming from the Lord only, right? So similarly, he is also person. So here also, when the devotees are speaking about the lotus feet, then obviously that shows that Krishna has a form, but that is not a form like us. It is completely transcendental. So there's a verse in Brahma Samhita which says, Anga niyasya sakalendriya vrittimanti pashyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti ananda chinmaya sadujjvala vigrahasya govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Right? So Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti. So Krishna's any his all his organs are transcendental. So any action can be done with the other So I mean, like with the eyes he can walk. I mean, with the legs he can see. Anything can happen. Any examples you can give, like how Krishna is like that? How is his different organs used? Any example you can remember?
Mataji, in the once when he went to Mathura, that time there was this washerman who refused to give him clothes. He asked for it, and so he with his hand he cut off his head.
Yeah. So no, that is okay. Without weapons he was using. Okay, he killed all the mostly not just that one. All the demons also he killed like that only, right? He without any weapons. I am asking, like he used organ which is like materially when we see in this material world, with the eyes you can only see, with the hands you can only do like the things, no? So like that, what in Krishna, anything you can remember where Krishna is different than human beings?
Hare Krishna Mataji, in his Narasimha avatar, Mataji, he used nails.
Yes. So he used nails and he killed. Yes. So, and also his form was completely different, which we cannot see in this material world, right? So anything he can take the form, because the demon had a specific thing. He thought that no, because he was very much aware. Those time even demons were so much knowledgeable. They knew everything, and he knew that 84 lakh species, there is no species in the 84 lakh species that will have this kind of feature. No, half man, half woman. I mean, half man, half lion. So he asked like that, but then Krishna can come anything, anywhere. Okay. One thing you all are forgetting, I thought somebody will tell. How did Krishna create Lord Brahma? From where Brahma was born?
From the navel of Garbhodaksha.
Yeah, from the navel. And how did Krishna do the creation? In Bhagavad Gita, we see just he was glancing on the material. And Krishna means his expansion, Mahavishnu, right? So, and we also have in Brahma Samhita, it is said, from the pores of the Lord, no, the hairs, so many universes come out. So these things, and also when he breathes, it is said universe go inside, and when he breathe out, come outside. So we can't even no understand how it is possible for the Lord, because he's transcendental. He is not like us. His body is also transcendental, and all the activities done by different forms when he comes is all extraordinary, right? Even Janma Karmacha Me Divyam. Krishna says, my birth and activities are complete, are Divyam, that is transcendental. So it's not a ordinary. Nobody can do that, right? So lifting the Govardhan Parvat, or that too in a little small finger, and for 7 days and 7 nights, it's not a small thing. That too a 7-year-old, we never see here or heard such thing in the material world. So everything is divyam. And here especially it is stressed about the lotus feet of the Lord. We have a verse in Bhagavatam by Kunti Maharani, famous verse, which she speaks about the transcendental limbs of the Lord. So this is a verse 22, 1.8.22. Nama Pankajanaಭಾಯ, Nama Pankajamaline, Nama Pankajanetraya, Namaste Pankajangraye. It says, my respectful obeisances are unto you, O Lord, whose abdomen is marked with a depression like a lotus flower, who was always decorated with garlands of lotus flowers, whose glance is as cool as lotus, and whose feet are engraved with lotus. So everything is compared to lotus for the Lord. No, this is the, and also we see many times that the even devotees, even like Lord Brahma, they want to become the dust, right? We have heard this, like devotees say, they want to become the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. So one of the devotees was saying like, why dust? Because dust is always sticking to the feet of the Lord. So similarly, they always want to be in connection with the Lord. Like, and one time when during the annihilation, Lord in the baby form, he was lying on that banyan leaf, right? That time it is said Markandeya Rishi saw Krishna himself tasting is the sweetness of his feet. I mean, he was biting his toes. He was actually, it is said, he was seeing like, why all devotees want my dust of my lotus feet. What is there in this? No, what does it actually mean? Basically, Prabhupada also says one has to aspire for the lotus feet of the Lord means what? So basically, the surrender, right? So when one surrender, how can practically, okay, we are here surrendering to the Lord. So what is surrender actually? Practically, what we can do to surrender to Krishna? What can be done?
Everything, Mataji, day-to-day activities, words, thought, actions, the results of what we do, what we eat, basically everything, our family.
Okay. And also, it is the first surrender also starts with the chanting also. Because when we chant the holy name of Lord, that also means that we have accepted an authority, right? So it's not everyone are ready to accept that Krishna is the supreme Lord. So why should I chant, right? Nobody. So that is what people think. Why should I chant? So, but then it is like for devotee, it is like a protection. So whoever has surrendered, Krishna says, what will be the benefit of surrendering or to catching hold, holding of the lotus feet of the Lord? So Krishna says, Deshamaham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami nachirat partha maya veshita chetasam. So one who has always, who has surrendered around to me, who has taken my shelter, for such a person, I will very easily make him cross this ocean of material existence, he says in chapter 7, right? So again, they will not have to come back to this material world. So such is the mercy of the Lord. So actually, and we see that Krishna, in the 11th chapter, he says, Sudurdarshamidam rupam drushtavanasi yan mama deva apyasya rupasya nityam darshina kangshinaha nahambe. And so then he continues. So Sudurdarshamidam rupam. So it's not easy because it is said only in the 28th millennium Krishna comes and he comes. Not in every 4 yugas Krishna will come, right? So we are fortunate that Krishna has come 5,000 years back. This is very near. Otherwise, only in one, it is like once in Brahma's one day. So Brahma's one day is so big, we know, right? So in that he comes only once, and this has come so near. So we are so fortunate that Krishna lived so close, right? Not very far, like million of years, like that. So we see like this is even the gopis also who are always absorbed in the thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord. So, and we know like as it is mentioned here, Prabhupada says the soles of the Lord feet are marked with Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma and also a flag and thunderbolt. So there are all transcendental signs and which we saw even in while doing Shishtashtakam. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had this. Right? So when somebody says they are God, so these are the distinct signs which make uh, the Lord different from the normal mortals, right? So Yeah. And one more thing is, Krishna comes in the form of Archa Vigraha, right? So, because when he comes as the Krishna is in his form, also people are not able to understand. So when he leaves to his to his spiritual world, so that time, like the bona fide acharyas, they give us this Archa Vigraha, so that we can Krishna is there in that, so we can worship the Lord and get the same benefit what we get by his association, right? So it is said Krishna comes in he can manifest himself in Archa Vigraha, and one is his transcendental form, original form, and then Archa Vigraha, and also in the mind, and then there's a paint in the even in the paint, in the wood, in the jewel, and in the sand. So we see, right, in the they even during the housewarming and all, they draw the pictures of the Lord, like in uh, the rangoli also, right, the color painting, so painting kind of thing. So like with the proper chanting of the mantras, they invite the god there. But similarly, here it is said, Prabhupada says the Krishna can manifest in so many different forms. And also, you must have heard of a devotee who, like in the mind, he was offering everything to the Lord. And one day he made a paisam. He was meditating actually because he was very poor. He was actually offering everything to the Lord in his with the mind only. Like he wanted to offer very big things, like all paraphernalia and nice food item bhog to the Lord, but then he was not having so much money. So he was doing with the mind. And Krishna was accepting it just with the mind when he was doing. And once what happened, he was making paisam in his meditation, and he felt he want to offer, but it was very hot, right? He wanted to, he put his finger to see if that has cooled down, but it was very hot and he burnt his finger. I mean, immediately he opens his eyes, no, his meditation broke and his hand was burnt. And Lord was seeing in Vaikunta, Lord Vishnu was seeing this and he started laughing. No? So Mother Lakshmi, she goddesses Lakshmi, she asked the Lord, so why are you laughing? Then he says, my devotee offered me this paisam and it was hot, right? So that was actually mentally offering. But then it manifested, and Krishna, Bhava Grahi, Janardana we say. So Krishna can manifest in any of these forms. So, and this is only devotees can understand. The Mayavadis, they don't accept the form of the Lord, right? We go to the next one. What is this after that? 10.2.39. नाते भवस् नाते भवस्येष भवस्य कारणं विना विनोदं बत तर्कयामहे भवो निरोधः स्थितिरपि अविद्यया कृता यतस्त्वयि अभयाश्रयात्मनि नाते भवस्येष भवस्य कारणं
अवशेष भवस्य कारणं
विना विनोदं बत तर्कयामहे
विना विनोदं बत तर्कयामहे
भवो निरोधः स्थितिरपि अविद्यया
भवो निरोधः
कृता यतस्त्वयि अभयाश्रयात्मनि न ते भवस्येष भवस्य कारणं
न ते अभवस्येष
भवस्य कारणं
विना विनोदं बत तर्कयामहे
विना
विनोदं बत तर्कयामहे
भवो निरोधः स्थितिरपि अविद्यया
भवो निरोधः स्थितिरप्यविद्यया
कृता यतस्त्वयि अभ्याश्रयात्मनि
Kritayashrayatmani.
Who wants to read?
Shall I read, Mataji?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Translation. O Supreme Lord, you are not an ordinary living entity appearing in this material world as a result of fruitive activities. Therefore, your appearance or birth in this world has no other cause than your pleasure potency. Similarly, the living entities who are part of you have no cause for miseries like birth, death, and old age, except when these living entities are conducted by your external energy. Purport. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 15.7, Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhutah Sanatanah. The living entities are parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, and thus they are qualitatively one with the Lord. We can understand that when the Supreme Lord appears or disappears as an incarnation, there is no other cause than his pleasure potency. We cannot force the Supreme Personality of Godhead to appear. As he says in Bhagavad Gita 4.7, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. When there is a need to diminish the burden created by the demons, the Supreme Godhead can do it in many ways because he has multifarious energies. There is no need for him to come as an incarnation since he is not forced to do anything like ordinary living entities. The living entities come to this material world in the spirit of enjoyment. But because they want to enjoy without Krishna, Krishna Bahirmukha Hayya Bhoja Vancha Kare. They suffer birth, death, old age, and disease under the control of the illusory energy. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears, however, no such causes are involved. His descent is an act of his pleasure potency. We should always remember this distinction between the Lord and the ordinary living entity and not uselessly argue that the Lord cannot come. There are philosophers who do not believe in the Lord's incarnation and who ask, why should the Supreme Lord come? But the answer is, why should he not come? Why should he be controlled by the desire of the living entity? The Lord is free to do whatever he likes. Therefore, this verse says, Vina vinodam vata tarka yamahe. It is only for his pleasure that he comes, although he does not need to come. When the living entities come to this world for material enjoyment, they are entangled in karma and karma phala by the Lord's illusory energy. But if one seeks shelter at the Lord's lotus feet, one is again situated in his original liberated state. As stated here, Pritayatas Tvai Abhayasrayatmani. One who seeks shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord is always fearless. Because we are dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we should give up the idea that without Krishna, we can enjoy freedom in this material world. The idea is the reason we have become entangled. Now it is our duty to seek shelter again at the Lord's lotus feet. This shelter is described as Abhaya or fearless. Since Krishna is not subject to birth, death, old age, or disease, and since we are part and parcel of Krishna, we also are not subject to birth, death, old age, and disease. But we have become subject to these illusory problems because of our forgetfulness of Krishna and our position as his eternal servants. Jeever Swarupa Hoy Krishner Nityadas. Therefore, if we practice devotional service by always thinking of the Lord, always glorifying him, and always chanting about him, as described in text 37, Srinvan Grinan Samasmarayams Chintayan, we will be reinstated in our original constitutional position and thus be saved. The demigods therefore encourage Devaki not to fear Kamsa, but to think of the Supreme Personality of Godhead who was already within her womb. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Translation. O Supreme Lord, you are not an ordinary living entity appearing in this material world as a result of fruitive activities. Therefore, your appearance or birth in this world has no other cause than your pleasure potency. Similarly, the living entities who are part of you have no cause for miseries like birth, death, and old age, except when these living entities are conducted by your external energy. So, Prabhupada's famous verse from Katha Upanishad, I think. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko vapi bahunam vidadati kama. So it is said that qualitatively the living entity and the Lord are same, but quantitatively it differs because he is the one who take care of all the living entities. Eko vapi bahuna vidadati kaman. Like we it's difficult for us to take care of ourselves also, right? In this material world, even like everybody, nahi suptasya simhasya, what is that? Pravishanti mukhe mrugaha means even a lion, being king of the jungle, has to work for himself if he want food. He cannot be, but then we also, everybody has to work for food. It doesn't come to our mouth, it is said, right? One has to work. So similarly, but for Krishna, he's taking care of everyone. He not only he has created us, but Krishna is in all the way he's taking care. Actually, more and more when we develop gratitude towards the Lord or whatever we have in life, right? So if we develop the gratitude that Krishna has given so many things, then there is no need for us to become unhappy or sad, because already we have so much. Krishna has given so much, though we don't deserve, but Krishna has been so much merciful on us, and he is giving all that. So we have taken so many birth and we have been doing mistakes and all this, but then Krishna is forgiving, as a Surudam Sarva Bhutanam, he is the most best friend for all the living entities who only wish good for us. And whatever he gives, bad also, which we get in life, it's actually for us to learn, right? Or to correct us, so that everyone, actually all, like whoever is in different stage of life, or karmi, gnani, or bhakta, devotees, all are, one day everybody will come to Krishna, right? So, but different experience, through different experience, or they have to learn their own way. Some it's like morning Bhagavatam class, NND Prabhuji was mentioning that taking to Krishna consciousness, it is like ladder, very easily you can climb, or like there is a lift, taking a lift. If there is a 100-story building, climbing steps will take a lot of time. It's very difficult. So similarly, like different yogas, there all are in the scriptures. So karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, all are mentioned in the scriptures, and it's all valid. But then it will take a lot of time. So for Kali Yuga especially, it's not recommended. It is said the means karma yoga means, don't think that giving up everything and taking bhakti means even somebody who is working and is like he is a devotee, like his actions are like he's doing devotional service, then that is not karma. So karma yoga, that is only karma kanda, that is fruitive activities. But karma yoga means like Arjuna, right? He did karma. But then Mamanusmara Yudhyacha, like Krishna said, think of me and fight, right? So that is karma yoga. He did the action. He didn't wanted to fight. He didn't, because all his, all close relatives and uncle, his grandfather, his teacher, everybody will die. He was not doing. Initially, he felt like that when he was in bodily conscious. But later, after hearing from Lord, the transcendental knowledge, he said, Krishna asked at the last chapter, is it all your doubt gone, Arjuna? Have you heard thoroughly what I said? And in that case, you should be clear now. Your conscience should be clear. Then Arjuna, what does he say? Yes. Stitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. So yes, I have all my doubts are cleared, O Lord. So I will fight now. And then he fought. We know that. So it's like so here when we understand our position, then we will not have to suffer. And whatever action we do, then there is no karma is not bound for us. Like it doesn't become a fruitive activity, right? So in one instance where uh, Lord Ram, no, there's Vishwamitra Muni. He comes to the ashram. I mean, he comes to the Ayodhya, and he wanted to take Lord Ram, right? So when he was only 14-year old boy that time. His father didn't want to allow him, and he wanted to take him so that there are the demons in the forest and who are obstructing their yajna, and he wanted Rama to take, and so that he can take care of them. I mean, he can kill. So there, when Taraka demon, no, she appears, and so the Guru, no, the Vishwamitra, he says that you need not be soft. Oh, that thinking she is a female. There are many examples in the Shastras where when that female is an adharmic path, he has a right to kill, you know. And then he says don't be soft, right? As a duty, as a king, you have to protect your subordinate. So like that he tells Lord Ram there. So similarly so nothing wrong when that action is for Lord. So actually he was only representing, you know, in a human like form, though he was a god. Then just gave that example. But usually like all these devotees, when they do whatever action is done, that doesn't become a fruitive activity when it is done for Lord. So here in chapter 15.7 also the shloka, Mamaivamsho jivaloke jivabhutas sanatanaha manashashtani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. So it is said that there are all the living entities, the 84 lakh species, not just human beings. 84 lakh species are Mamaivamsho. Krishna says they are part and parcel of me. No? Just like Krishna is fire, we are spark. So just we are a part and parcel of the Lord. But why are we suffering here? Because we are identifying ourselves with this body, and which includes mind, all the senses, and because of the main is the senses, no, manashashtani indriyani, 6 senses, that is 5 senses plus 1 is the mind. Manashashtani indriyani prakritisthani karshati, they are struggling in this material world. So Krishna says that. But so that is what devatas are saying here. There is no reason for the even living entities to suffer in this material world, but they are suffering because of their identification with this material body. And also we have the desire, so many desires, and we are taking birth again and again, and we are, because this material world is made to suffer, and we have to, when we come here, we have to suffer. There's no person who can say that he is happy always, no? In this material world. Everybody has to face, like Krishna says, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkha agama paino nitya tam stitikshasva bharata. So just like the seasons, we have different seasons, rainy, winter, right? Summer, like that. So happiness and no, the happiness also comes on its own, and sad, no, the difficulties also come, and everything comes. You need not endeavor for it, but it comes, and you have to tolerate. That is what Krishna says there. So yeah, so this actually speaks about like how we get entangled because not knowing our real identity. But then it is said here, therefore if we practice devotional service by always thinking of the Lord, always glorifying Him, always chanting about Him, then we will be reinstated in our original constitution position, and we will be saved. We will be saved means we will not have to go through this birth and death again and again. Okay? So this was the demigods. Actually, Krishna has still not appeared, right? In this, we can it is mentioned. Prabhupada is saying that they are. I mean, when before the advent of the Lord, so they are all like praying when he was in womb. It is said. I think there's a last sloka, small one. We'll just complete with it. No, I think one more is there. 40. 10 to 10.2.40. Matsyashva Kachapa Nrisimhavara Hamsa Rajanya Vipra Vibudeshu Kritavataraha Tvampashinas Tribhuvanam Chayatha Dunesha Bharam Bhuvohara Yaduttama Vandatam Vandanam Te Matsyasvakachchapanrasimhavarahamsa
Matsyaskachapana
Rajanyavipra Vibudeshu Kritavataraha
Rajanvipra Vibhuteshu Kritavataraha
Tvampasinas Chayatha Dunesha
Vampasinastri Bhuvanam Chayatha Dunesha
Bharam Bhuvo Harayaduttama Vandanam Te
Bharam Bhuvo Harayaduttama Vandanam Te.
Okay, someone can read. Small. Anyone can start.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Next lesson. O Supreme Controller, your Lordship previously accepted incarnation as a fish.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Yes, Mataji. As a fish, a horse, a tortoise, Narasimhadeva, a boar, a swan, Lord Ramachandra, Parasurama, and among the demigods, Vamanadeva, to protect the entire world by your mercy. Now, please protect us again by your mercy by diminishing the disturbance in this world. O Krishna, based of your yadus, you respectively offer our obeisance unto you. Hare Krishna.
Continue.
Yeah, continue. In every incarnation, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has a particular mission to execute, and this was true in his appearances as the son of Devaki in the family of the Yadus. Thus, all the demigods offered their prayers to the Lord, bowing down before him and requested the Lord to do the needful. We cannot order the Supreme Personality of Godhead to do anything for us. We can simply offer him our obeisance as advised in Bhagavad Gita, Mama Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakto Mad Yaji Mama Namaskaru, and pray to him for annihilation of danger.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Translation. O Supreme Controller, your Lordship previously accepted incarnations as a fish, a horse, a tortoise, Narsimhadeva, a boar, a swan, Lord Ramachandra, Parashurama, and among the demigods Vamanadeva to protect the entire world by your mercy. Now please protect us again by your mercy by diminishing the disturbances in this world. O Krishna, best of the Yadus, we respectfully offer our obeisances unto you. So all the different incarnations have been mentioned here by the Devatas. So the swan incarnation also we haven't heard much, but then it is said Krishna had come in that form also, which shows what is the swan. No, what is the speciality of swan?
It drinks only the
separate milk from water.
Yeah. So it can, that, what does that meaning? Separate milk from water means? They are compared to, like, the Paramahamsas are compared to the swans.
Yes.
They can separate the material things from the spiritual transcendental things.
Yeah, they can, yes. So they can separate, what they know, what is spiritual and what is material, right? So so similarly, when he came in all the incarnations also, when Lord comes, actually he gives the transcendental knowledge, right? To and even in the Swan incarnation also, it is said he gave the knowledge to the four Kumaras and Brahmas, so about the soul and the matter. Similarly, in all the incarnations, Krishna has a different purpose, different mission. Like Kapila came, he came and is a Kapila form. He came and gave the Sankhya philosophy, and so different incarnations. And even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came? What did he give? Yeah. So he came and there are some other internal causes also, right? What are those internal causes? Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came?
He wanted to feel the ecstasy of what Radharani feels when she's with Krishna. Yeah.
Yes, he wanted to know, like, how is Radharani? It is said more than Krishna, Radharani is always more happier. So he wanted to taste that sweetness. So he wanted to know his own taste sweetness and Radharani also the bhav, and also in the form of a devotee, because devotee is mainly Radharani. How is she so happy? So he wanted to see that. So Krishna comes. He comes for a different reason, and also he gave the Sankirtan in the Kali Yuga. So the most merciful incarnation, it is said, because just by chanting the holy name, one can get the same perfection which they got by doing different austerities in different yugas. So that is why he is said to be the most munificent incarnation of the Lord. Okay. Last shloka, 10.2.41. दिष्ट्याम्भते कुक्षिगतः परः पुमान् अंशेन साक्षात् भगवान् भवायनः मा भूद्भयं भोजपतेर्मुमूर्षोर्गोप्ता यदूनां भविता तवात्मजः दिष्ट्याम्बके कुक्षिगतः परं पुमान्
Dishyapate kukshigata parapuman
अंशेन साक्षात् भगवान् भवायनः
amshena sakshat bhagavan vayanaha
मा भूद्भयं भोजपतेर्मुमूर्षोर्
ma bhutbhayam bhojapater mumurshor
गोप्ता यदूनां भविता तवात्मजः
gopta yadunam bhavita tavatmajaha
दिष्ट्याम्बते कुक्षिगता परः पुमान्
dishyamate kukshigata parapuman
अंशेन साक्षात् भगवान् भवायनः
amshena sakshat bhagavan vayanaha
मा भूद्भयं भोजपतेर्मुमूर्षोर्
ma bhutbhayam bhojapater mumurshor
गोप्ता यदूनां भविता तवात्मजः
gopta yadunam bhavita tavatmajaha.
Okay, who will read last? Anyone who has not read wants to read? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, may I?
Okay.
Translation: O Mother Devaki, by our good fortune and ours, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself, with all His plenary portions, such as Baladeva, is now within your womb. Therefore, you need not fear Kamsa, who has decided to be killed by the Lord. Your eternal son Krishna will be the protector of the entire Yadu dynasty. Hare Krishna. Purport: The Lord's Para, the words Parahumam Amsena signify that Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the Vedic verdict of the Shastras. Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. Thus, the demigod assured Devaki, your son is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is the appearing with Baladeva, his plenary person. He is give you all protection and kill Kamsa, who has decided to continue his enmity towards the Lord and thus be killed by him. Hare Krishna.
So finally, after all the prayers, thank you, Guruji. So the Devatas are giving assurance to Mother Devaki that no, there is nothing to fear, because the Supreme Lord Himself is coming in as your son. And it is not easy for somebody to get a Supreme Personality of Godhead as son, right? They have done so much austerity. So it is said in the first life. So anyone knows what was they? Who were they? In the Satyuga, who were they? This Devaki and Prishni.
Prishni, yeah.
So Sutapa and Prishni, right? In the Satyuga. And so they did, it is said thousands of years they worshipped Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu appeared and he asked, what do you want? Then they said, I want you as our son. So that they said, no, that is not possible now. But then I will come, right? So that was not even in the next yuga, next to next yuga. But he came. Even in the Treta Yuga also he was born. Who were they in Treta Yuga? In the previous yuga? They were
Aditi and
sage.
Kashyapa.
Yes. Sage Aditi and Kashyapa. So in the Treta. And who was the son? Krishna. The Lord came also. No? Supreme
Vamana.
Personality of God. Yes. So in the Vamana Avtara he came. So in the but then in Dwapar Yuga, Lord Himself. So this was their last birth, obviously, because when Lord has come their son, so how will they again take part in this material world, right? So he comes in the form of Krishna and Baladeva, who is also said to be his plenary expansion. So so obviously for the devotee there is no fear, because as Prabhupada says, right, nothing in this world can happen without being sanctioned by the Lord, right? So prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. In chapter 3, the Lord says, because of this material nature, the person thinks that I am the doer of all the action, but actually Krishna is making, he is the one behind it. Like even in chapter 18, there are 5 factors that defines the when some action is taking place. There are 5 things required. What are those? Anyone knows? What are the 5 things?
The doer of the activity, the material needed.
Yes. Adhishtanam. So remember this shloka. Adhishtanam tata karta karanancha pratak vidam vividhascha pratak cheshtaha daivam chaivatra panchamam. Adhishtanam means the place. A place is required, no? For anything to happen, the place is required. So adhishtanam tata karta, no? The person engaged, that is the who is doing that action, right? Karta, karanam cha prutakvidam. Karanam means different instruments required for the action to take place. So and then vividascha prutak chesta. Prutak chesta means different endeavors. And then Daivam Chaivatra Panchamam. Daivam means the Lord is the fifth. So anyone can give the example by how this 5 is used in Bhagavad Gita. You all have heard this. If anyone remembers the example of a shopkeeper, how he has the stall and all that. Anyone remembers the example? No, any example we can take. Actually, it is said even in the Corona time, there were many marriages could not happen, or because of this there was different plan of the Lord. So that time anything changed or cancelled, or so many things happened. So we are not the doer. So basically this example in what we see, so there is a shopkeeper who sells. So he may think that he is doing the selling in the shop, and he is making money, but actually so many things are involved, it is said. So first of all, there's a place. So place means obviously this is all the panchabhutas, everything we are using from Lord only, Lord has created. And until we are here in this world, we claim that is to be ours, but actually everything belongs to Krishna. And yes, so that there's a place required, and there is a seller and a buyer. There is a sale to happen. There's a two people involved. And then karanam cha purutak vidam. Karanam, what is the karanam there? So one person is selling a sari, so the other person is feeling that material, how is it looking, or the quality, the color, and these things with the senses we feel, so that the instruments. So and then vividascha prutak chesta means different endeavors. So he has to put an advertisement outside the shop. He has to spend so much, so that, and the name board and these things, so that people start coming. He has to offer some discounts and all that, right? So different endeavors, and then finally God's sanction should be there. Because we can see, right, there may be shops which maybe everything is there, even but then there will not be a single customer there. But then I mean, it may be a very big shop and like that, but then even a small shop, if Krishna is granting, they may have very good business. So finally Krishna's approval is needed, it is said. So without the so that is why here devatas are saying no need to worry, because Krishna is there to protect. So what is the need to be worried? So we also, when we take shelter onto Krishna, so there is no, the devotee need not be much worried. No, because Krishna takes care of the devotee. Yeah, of course, it is for again pure devotees. But then yes, we can also have that kind of faith in Lord that Krishna will protect me. Avashya Rakshabe Krishna. Right? So with this, we completed the prayers of demigods. Anybody has to add anything or any questions? Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for joining.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनन्तकोटि